Not too long ago, to check the relevance of our older Sony FDR-X3000 action camera with optical stabilization, we did bicycle ride from Hougang to Lorong Harlu's Red Bridge. In this video, we replicated the trip with a DJI Osmo Action 4 camera, which we are returning due to hot pixel problems. In long exposure shots and time-lapse captures of between 10 to 30 seconds shutter, we got a lot of hot pixels in our images. So while waiting for the online platform to give us instructions for the return, we took the opportunity to run a similar setup, but this time, we extended our ride to Pasay Risk Beach Park. The purpose of this video is to compare the footage quality of the Sony FDR-X3000 to the newer generation DJI Osmo Action 4. We believe the footage quality of 4K x a VCS codecs from Sony is still quite superior despite its current age. We also want to compare the stabilization quality. The Sony FDR-X3000 utilizes an optical stabilization, while the DJI Osmo Action 4 uses their rock-steady electronic image stabilization. We always hate the way the electronic stabilization work, because whenever there's a heavy bump or shake, the whole image would just go jittery or blurred out. They work better in brighter light condition, but we are still trying to grasp the effects of shutter speed with the IS. So let's start to view this footage. We ask that you pull up our video titled, Sony FDR-X3000 Action Camera Test on a Bicycle, and a quick view along Serangoon River PCN, Singapore. In the last video, it is at this point at the Lorong Harlu's Red Bridge, that we U-turned and headed back. For this ride, we decided to proceed further to Pasay Risk Beach Park. We are not doing a side-by-side footage compare this time, but we encourage you to open our last video shot with FDR-X3000 to compare. In our own analysis, we think that being a 2016 released camera, the Sony FDR-X3000 looks a bit soft now compared to the Action 4 that looked overly sharp. Bearing in mind that the Action 4 is just released in 2023, a whopping 7 years difference in age. We believe Sony was quite ahead of its time during the release of the X3000, and as for the Action 4 current look, perhaps we think that we should dial down on the sharpness to -1 next time. The stabilization of this newer generation Action 4 camera is also quite well, despite that in both videos, we sped up the footage to about 600%. The improvements in imaging sensor technology really shows in the 7 years, but we still love the Sony X3000 because it have a real-time, zero lag and no latency HDMI output for us to use as a live feed camera source for our multi-camera production work. Run our two videos to compare and tell us what do you think. Meanwhile, this is our end point for the day, and we leave you with the rest of the footage on our return journey. This time, we tried handheld as we ride back. All the Action 4 footage was shot in 4K 25p, 5600K color temperature, but exposure and shutter speeds are set to automatic, similar with the Sony X3000 video.